How's everybody doing today? I have a moment. I'm going to talk to you about more news. As if you've been following me, or if not, if you see these later on, I am searching for. I'm doing slight modifications to my Camco pedal, which I adore, and I'm investigating the difference between the HP20 Tama Footboard on the Camco pedal Sprocket. And you probably don't realize it, but I held up my Camco like this and said I'm working on my Camco pedal. And you probably didn't recognize that this is really not the Camco pedal. Ta-da! It looks like it is, but it's not. And if you saw my previous video, you would know why. The HP20, this one, it's the pedal. Camco is being made. I don't know the exact dates, but it's easy to find. Camco is being made anyway, and Tama was in the process of, they were approaching the Iron Cobra dynasty, and just before it turned into what we all know as Iron Cobra, they had these out, HP20. So you have the Iron Cobra Footboard, you have the legend and innovation written on the bottom here, but you do not have the sprockets of the Iron Cobra yet. You have what's called, this is not the Camco pedal, you have what's called the rolling glide right here. And the rolling glide, and I understand more why they called it this, because I'm gonna show you something. The rolling glide, I'm getting ahead of myself. As I said in the previous video, the Camco pedal, the sprocket, is screwed into the part that receives the beater, which I don't know the name of, it doesn't matter, but you understand this part. So, typical Camco pedal, they have 3 screws here on the sprocket, and it screws right into this part. In the HP20, these pieces are separate. They use an Allen screw, so I can undo it here and move this, slide this up and down the bar, and as I can do with this part too. Now, I have the real Camco side here. There it is. Yowzers. So, see, that's the real Camco sprocket. There's three screws. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I noticed something. I have to tighten that screw up too. I noticed something yesterday because it was my first day using the this. I'll just do it here. This is what the idea I wanted to see what it felt like. I wanted to put on the HP20, essentially the Iron Cobra Footboard, on the Camco sprocket. And I wanted to see what that felt like. And it feels great. So I had my whole day yesterday, about 6 hours, and it felt great. But I have some things I want to tell you right now about some things I have already noticed. 2 things in particular. I want to get this screwed in. I'm going to... There we go. So, the first thing I noticed was that while I'm doing this, the size of the footboard, of the HP20 footboard, it being bigger than the Camco, I don't know how many, how many grams it actually adds on. I should weigh them, actually. I'm going to do that. Just pause. I'm back. So, holy moly. I got my trusty scale. I use this because sometimes I sell cymbals. During a period, I was selling cymbals, and when you sell cymbals, you're like, everybody's like, how many grams? Because at a distance, you can't play them. The best thing you can do is know the grams, and when you start to understand how heavy a cymbal is based on its grams, then you can get an idea of what you're looking at, whether it's a light, medium, medium light, medium heavy, heavy, whatever. So it's a really wonderful tool, very inexpensive. You get it in the kitchen section of your supermarket. So I have my pedals all apart, and I'm doing some serious weighing now. Here we go. Camco Footboard, the vintage one, not the reissue. If there's a difference, I don't know. But anyway, gotta turn it back on. In grams. There we go. 444 grams. I do it a few times just to check. 445. Just the footboard, right? 444. 2 times 444 grams. Tama Camco footboard. 444 grams. Moving on. The HP footboard. Essentially the Iron Cobra footboard. I'm also weighing it with this thing, right? And the Iron Cobra is a little, the Iron Cobra, this part right here is a little longer, but so is the footboard. The footboard is what's technically an inch longer here to here, but the heel plate, it's more than that. But anyway, it's playing is 2 inches. So we said the last one was 444, which is the 2 out of 3. This is saying 459. 459 twice, going 3 times. 458. So 459 as opposed to 444 grams. So this is heavier. Now, let's do the other parts. This is the rolling glide sprocket that goes on the HP20 footboard. That's how with the beater. Okay, I will take off the beater for all you people out there. Take off the beater, but I will leave the key screw in. Okay. $730 grams. This is the Rolling Glide HP20. 728. 728. 728 grams. The Rolling Glide. Whatever you want to call that. Let's take off. I think I read somewhere that the new Camco reissue, wow, these are really in there tight, doesn't have two key screws. It just has one. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Camco. 742. 741. 741. And this one was what? 728? Can't be. 728? What? You're telling me 728. 741. 742. 741. The rolling glide is considerably lighter. 728. Huh. The rolling glide HP, this part here is the HP20 model. It's considerably lighter, significantly lighter than the Camco part. I don't know what you call this thing, but anyway, you got it. The Camco part. The Camco, this part is heavier. And I thought it would have been the opposite. This is smaller, this part right here, that accepts the spring right there. See, this is bigger. But bigger doesn't mean heavier. That's not how this works. It's the kind of metal. The bearings seem to be almost the same. I even on this spring system here, that's even nuts and bolts right there. It's even the nuts metal, so those should be heavier. And with the Camco, I put the Tama lock system that's plastic, so it's even lighter. So even with the lighter this part, it still is heavier than the HP20, which maybe contributes to its feel under your foot. The Camco is a heavier pedal than the HP20. It's by at least 10 grams. I thought that was not the case. Let's do everything. So when you do the things that you do, when you do the Camco with the Camco, right? The whole shebang. We get 1183 grams. Let's do it again. 1185. Let's do it again. 1185. 1185 grams. That's the Camco pedal. 1185 grams. Let's take this off. Without the beater, huh? Put this on, because beaters, everybody changes beaters. So anyway, this on. What was that? 1185. It catches up. 1188. 1188. So, and that pretty much confirms what I thought. It makes sense based on what I thought. So, so what we have here is on 1185, 1189. Is that what I said? So on the HP20 pedal, this part is lighter than the Camco equivalent. It's almost identical. It's very hard to tell the difference, except when you see the sprockets. The sprocket. So this, the rolling glide, is lighter than the Camco. However, the HP20 Footboard is heavier than the Camco. And when you weigh everything together, they equal out pretty much the same, give or take 3 grams or 4 grams. It was 11 8.9 and 11.8, whatever. Yeah, 11. This is 11.8.9, and the Camco. This is 11.8.9. That's the HP20 and the Camco. One more time. Is 11.8.7. 11.8.8. 11.8.7. So it's give or take 3 grams, let's say. They are 11.8.8. Let's take right in the middle between the two, 11.8.8. However, the Camco is heavier on this part and lighter on the footboard by a considerable amount, 10 grams lighter. So those 10 grams catch up to you with this. Now, what I noticed was that when I put this footboard on the Camco pedal, I noticed the same thing with the other one. The chain, there's more motion with the chain right to left. And I'm starting to believe that unless that it doesn't really, in some cases it feels better because it's looser. Your foot can move right to left a little bit. It's more, you're not stuck in one position, which over time, if you play a long time during the day and you have to have your foot in one position, there's little, that position can hurt your knee, really, if you're playing like 5 hours a day. But it also contributes to a loss of time, I think, because you can move the pedal to the right or to the left a little bit. I think what I'm trying to say is I think that this pedal, this footboard, needs 2 chains. And once you get 2 chains, I bet you it would calm down. It's a little too loose right to left. Maybe I could fix that with down here at the hinge. But it's pretty tight though. That's one thing. I think that this footboard would work better with 2 chains, but it still feels phenomenal on the Camco pedal. It still works really, really well. It feels comfortable. There's an extra, you can literally, let's see, the Camco literally, you can put it on top of with the bars and all. You can see the iron Cobra, the HP20 behind it. See? See the difference? It's bulkier, the HP20. Get my fingers out of the way so you can see. Just take a look at it for a second. I like the fact that the screws, that you don't see these screws on this one. I like the fact that there's nothing there on the Camco. Camco is a great pedal. Another thing is that this extra part here, I had said in the past video, because it's not here, it extends the board to 10 inches. Actually, you get 2 extra inches. It's already larger, and then you add the fact that this part is not here. It's 10 inches. However, I felt like this board was better played down here than up here. It literally was too fast, if you can imagine. I felt the beater moving too fast for my foot when I was playing up here. on this pedal, which is interesting. But it is a great pedal. It is a phenomenal, this version of it, putting this on the Camco pedal, it works out. They're interchangeable. That's one thing. Now, when I also heard the chain a lot on the Camco pedal. You hear this. You hear it's not like that, but you hear the chain going like this on the Camco pedal with this in it. I should just do it so you could hear it. Hold on a second so I don't waste your time. Hold on. So, now let's listen. Maybe I can get this. See that? You notice it's moving pretty well. But you hear the chain. It's on a table that's probably vibrating a little bit, but I think you can hear the difference between the chain and the other sounds you hear. See? So I noticed this, and when your foot's on there, this happens. So you put your foot down. See that? So with a double chain, you're not going to have that as much, I think. And I wonder if I wonder how I could make that, more solid, so I didn't lose any space like this. But if you play it straight up and down, you watch how you're playing. See? I'm going to oil this. Be right back. Hold on. So here I'm back. I have my trusty little oil. I'm going to oil this and see if it makes a difference. I do this every once in a while over here and here. It makes it nice and smooth. That sound is coming from the Sprocket. And this thing. The chain guard. Pause. I'm going to tighten up the chain guard. I'm getting sick of hearing it like this. It must have loosened a little bit. It did. Okay. If I can get a little... Okay. The fact that I tighten this up makes it already you hear less of a but you still hear it. You're hearing the chain. So now watch this. What I noticed, I put the Camco, just because I can, I put the Camco on the Rolling Glide Sprocket. And you're gonna, It's amazing. And something happened that I was not anticipating. At all. Because I was really into the idea of the HP20 Footboard on the Camco. So now, what do we have here? We have a lighter pedal with the lighter footboard. So together, that's what I noticed. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Put this back on. I just like actually the old-fashioned just white beaters. Just the felt beater. Old-fashioned. Okay. Now check this out. Now this is the Camco on with the rolling glide. Watch this. Ready? There's the sound is way quieter. As opposed to this. I mean, this pedal here, the Camco on the rolling glide sprocket. This just feels like it feels amazing. Actually, it feels really amazing. So I'm going to test this out today. I'm going to test out the Camco on the rolling glide sprocket. I think that, that same feel, the Camco on the other, the Camco footboard on the Camco, I don't know what you want to call them, or I don't know what you call this part here, but anyway, this part being Camco and this Camco, I think the side, maybe the weights work together, so it's not as crazy sounding. It's not crazy sounding, but it's not as it's quieter. And when you put the Tama HP20 on the Camco frame, what are you getting? You're getting it's a heavier pedal. You're getting a heavier footboard on a heavier framework. And it's a really nice feel. But see, you can hear that chain. Now, that's not a bad deal, not for me. I'm not trying to be, but listen to this. See, I'm moving it. You can see my knee moving, but I'm moving it, and it's considerably less loud. So now, what I'm wondering is, if I take that bar, now if I take the rolling sprocket, the rolling glide, and put it on the Camco bar, well, I got to take everything off. It's essentially a Camco pedal. This is essentially a Camco, just with the rolling glide mechanism. The rolling glide and this, if I wanted to replace these, I'd have to take both of them off, because on the Camco, this part is screwed into the sprocket. So it's like, it's ridiculous everything is the same. It's ridiculous to change this any further. The only thing that's really noticeably different that might add some grams or something is this part here. The Camco part that accepts the spring. When on here it's smaller, but it is lighter. I mean it's smaller, but I don't know which one is heavier. This is chrome. This is not chromed. I don't know, but this works well. Pedals. It's so fascinating because I guess this is where mechanics. One of the intriguing thing about mechanics is little grams here plus little grams here plus little grams here plus extra grams here, and all these grams are interacting with each other. I assume. I mean, I'm not an engineer, but I assume, and that contributes to how the vibration of the pedal is, just like resonation, just like notes. So I'm finding that this is a really good combination, putting the Camco Footboard on the Rolling Glide Sprocket. Essentially, Camco Footboard on the HP20 frame. And you get something that just feels really cool. I can't wait to check it out. I thought the fact that this chain guard not being here would make the chain jump or something a little bit more, but it doesn't apparently. I need to clean up the frame here. That's another thing I need to do. But I'm trying this out today, and I will get back to you on this, how this feels. I like to do this. I'm going to do this really quickly. I love this system here. It's so reassuring. This lock system that they have, because I would do gigs, and the singer would just joke. He'd like tighten it up, because I'd say wait. I told him once. I said, between songs, you got to give me a chance to tighten up the springs on my pedal, because it unwinds itself, like tighten up the nuts, So between every few songs, I always reach down and make sure that the nut that it hadn't moved, And so he'd always say, tighten it up. I do. It's one of the bands I'm working with right now. And so once I got this, which has been around since the 90s, and I'm just a stupid person, and I didn't, I thought it was like, hey, it's brand new, but it's not. Once I got this, it's just so great. I mean, it's the little things in life. It's just so great. It doesn't move all day long. It's so great. This is the older version, right? So I put this one. I love this thing. It's perfect, and it makes no sound, and it fits on all of these things here. See, look. This is the Rolling Glide. Ta-da! It fits right on it. Of course it does. So get this, and here, see what I'm doing. See, I'm doing this. It just fits right on there. See? Sorry, shut. And then there's the triangle. I saw one guy, he had put this upside down. He didn't realize that triangle actually goes in there. So this way it will not move. And that's it. Man, this is just like... Now I raised the footboard can see it's much higher. I like the higher footboard. But that just feels like butter. The Rolling Glide. That's the original Rolling Glide. So I can't wait to check this out. I can't wait. It's like, that is amazing. So here we go. That's it. There you go. So I think I started the video like this. Back to what looks like a Camco pedal with the Rolling Glide HP Sprocket. HP20 Sprocket. You know what? I noticed something too. That's why. Well, first of all, this is contributing. On the bottom of this sprocket, the teeth are there. See? 1, 2, 3. I'm counting them. There's teeth there. So when the chain, but on the Rolling Glide, they're not there. Look, they're not there. Sorry, right there. No teeth. No sound. No extra sound. So when it comes up, the chain is actually not hitting any teeth. So there's no extra sound. I love it. Anyway, there you go. More news soon. I'll let you know how this turns out. I'm going to do it today, and probably have time in the next couple of days to let you know what this is like. Happy drumming, happy bass pedal hunting, and more news soon. Ciao.